Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. This is your brother Kifah Mustapha, the Imam and Associate Director here at the Mass Foundation in Chicago. And this is my real talk for real talk. So I hope you enjoy the few moments that will come ahead. You know, alhamdulillah, we are blessed in this masjid. We have so many groups of students who come from colleges and universities to learn about Islam. After 9/11, I believe this is the most topic being chosen by people who are like taking comparative religion, world religions. Everyone want to come and do like, you know, like a paper about Islam. Professors do request that from them. So I just want to share one experience with one student. He was, I believe, from Northwestern University here in Chicago. And usually when we sit down, we offer them like a normal presentation, the 6 articles of faith, and then the 5 practices of Islam, and then, you know, what is allowed and not allowed in Islam. He said, listen, I don't need all that. I just have 3 questions for you. I just went to so many. He went to synagogues, Buddhist temples, churches. He was going around. It seems he was studying philosophy, I believe. And he said, I just need you to answer me with these 3 questions. I said, okay. So he said, have you ever doubted your faith? So I paused for a second because, you know, like you're expecting to hear something of a normal, you know, like why do Muslim women put hijab, or why do men, you know, have beards, things like that. But this took you off a little bit. And I said, and I was trying to relate to Hujjatul Islam Imam al-Ghazali rahimahullah, Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, in which I quoted a sentence from him that I remember: to reach certainty, you need to doubt. No one can land on something that is certain until you question first. But then when you are certain, there is no more doubt anymore. And he paused and he just said, interesting. And then he said, if there is one verse in the Holy Quran that you would like to change, what it would be? So this was more a little bit, you know, puzzling for me than the first one. I said, and since when a toy can suggest for the maker to change in its manual, the toy can only function on the manual that was put by the maker, and I am the product. God is the maker, and my manual is the Holy Quran. What is my level of knowledge to rise up and then suggest to God, would this be better for you to put in your holy book than this? I'm in no position to do that. And then he shook his head for the second time, and then he said, if you were like a king or the someone with like great powers as a president of a country or something like that, what would you like people to remember you with? I said, justice, because people care about how you treat them regardless of your faith. And one of our greatest scholars in our history, by the name of Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings settlement of power to entities or government that deal with justice, even if they were non-Muslims, and will take that power away from Muslim governments or entities if they were unfair and unjust to their people. So subhanallah, after he took, you know, these fast notes, he just wanted to hear more elaboration on what I have to say. And this is just a reminder for me and you to contemplate on these issues. The first one, it is okay to ask, it is okay to question, it is okay to doubt. If you don't, it means you're not interested. It was a narration that someone came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm having doubts about, you know, my faith. And then the Prophet ﷺ would say, this is a proof that you are a genuine believer. And the point is that if there was nothing good in you to identify what's kufr or what's wrong, then there is nothing genuine. But to be able to say this is kufr or to be able to say this is wrong, then you have something good to identify that. So we want to start from there and we want to build on that. Everyone who have interest about Islam, and you are questioning, it is not something bad, it is something good. We just want you to go to the people that can help you learn more and give you the right information that can bring stability and peace and tranquility to your heart. Sometimes when you don't do that, you just, go online and just do your own search, or sometimes you just like read a piece of paper and then you take a fast decision, oh, this is nonsense, or you adopt an idea that might not be proper to really hold as your faith. Always go to the scholars. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, relate to the scholars, people who can teach you. So my message, especially now with many people are going either loose in their faith or extreme on the other side, to be able to hold on to the true path of Islam, always relate to the scholars that you trust in their knowledge. It will help you, take you from this journey of doubts to land on certainty. And when you are certain, when you are sure about your faith, inshallah you will be fine. The second point is about our relationship with the Quran. The Quran is a revelation from Allah. Allah gave us the ability to know things through our natural inclination, fitrah, and then gave us our minds to think and contemplate about things. But these two sources of knowledge, they cannot be standing on their own. They have to look at the revelation from the Quran and from the authentic Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because it regulates and it straightens up the way you think and you have perception about things. You are always under two types of attacks. One from within yourselves through desires and pleasures, and one through the whispers of shaitan. The way to defeat that, acts of worship, ibadat, will secure your ability to deal with your desires, and knowledge and learning will be your tool, your method to defend yourself from the whispers of doubts from the shaitan. The Quran, understanding it, learning it, practicing it, learning the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's the way to be able to be in certain position and proud of that which you carry and make you as a Muslim. And finally, to be fair and just. It is all about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Ar-Rahman, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ar-Rahman 'allama al-Quran, khalaqa al-insan, 'allamahu al-bayan. And then he said, الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان. He brought the sky up and he put the scale, the balance. All this life is built on balance. And balance means wasat. And wasat, which is fairness, means al-adl. As the Prophet ﷺ said, when he was describing that at the time of Day of Judgment, Allah will ask Nuh, have you delivered the message? He will say, yes, Ya Rabb. Who witnesses for you? His own people will deny him that. And then he will say, Noah alayhi salam, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his people, his followers. And then the Prophet ﷺ narrated the ayah, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We have made you a nation of fairness, not just like middle and between, like physically middle, but fair and between, nothing loose or extreme. And then at the end he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَالْوَسَطُ الْعَدْلِ. Fairness is being just. You are asked to be just with yourself, with your family, with your Lord, with your friends, with your people around you. I hope between the trip to certainty and between learning your Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet, and between being fair with yourself and with people around you and with your Lord, you will have a better life. You will feel the true meaning of being a Muslim. I wish you all the best, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.